What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life Till Metal. It's time for an all thrash metal update. That's right. Going to be all thrash metal vinyl update. I do have one CD I want to show that's actually not even thrash metal at the very beginning of this. I received a cool package from Harmless Rebel, Steve, who, if you guys watch my channel for any amount of time, you know Steve is a good friend of mine, and he also does VC videos. I'll put a link below to his channel, but he sent me an autographed copy of the cover to Healed by Metal for CD, so I just added it to my current cover, so it's very, very cool. I didn't expect that. Completely autographed by the entire band, so very cool. So what else was in that package? It goes right along with my thrash metal update. So it's an original noise pressing, combat pressing, 1986 of KREATOR's Pleasure to Kill. Have had it on CD for decades, just didn't own it on vinyl. This is actually the first time I've ever owned this one on vinyl. But anyhow, raw, manic, German thrash metal, the roots of death metal going on here. The band at this point has become more technical, tighter. You know, they've got that, I always describe it as machine gun riffing, because it's just that, you know, real fast staccato style picking or down picking, and just fantastic stuff from, this is probably one of my favorite albums from KREATOR. But anyhow, Pleasure to Kill. This has been re-released recently as I think a 2 LP set with a few bonus tracks, B-sides and stuff. But I really just wanted to get the original pressing on this one, so Steve was able to hook me up with that, so I'm glad about that. Excuse the glares. Nothing I can really do about it right now. The other one that was in the package was this, Nuclear Assault Game Over. Again, this is a combat pressing, original release, not a repressing. And let's see, 1986 as well. So Nuclear Assault, of course, was formed by ex-Anthrax bassist John Connolly. I'm sorry, Dan Lilker. Dan Lilker. John Connolly was the guitarist, vocalist for the band. Anthony Bramante was the other guitarist, and Glenn Evans, formerly of TT Quick, was on drums. So very cool. Really glad to have those two. Thank you very much, Steve. Both thrash metal gems. A little different in style, though. Although both are thrash metal, this is more of like a, it's got more of a hardcore crossover kind of feel to it. Whereas KREATOR is definitely pushing more towards what would become death metal, more manic, more, you know, I don't know, it's just different. American thrash metal, German thrash metal. So yes, very different. Next up is a buddy of mine. Actually, his name is Chris Wesley, and him and I wrote this book together that's going to be coming out on No Life Till Metal Records along with this live CD. And I'll show you more of this later, but him and I wrote this book together. He went to the Overkill, the Wings of War release party out in New Jersey. I wish I could have gone to that, but I sent him some money so he could score me a vinyl copy of this and get it signed by anybody he found there, and he did manage to walk into Bobby Blitz, and Bobby signed my copy right there. It's also a very cool looking splatter vinyl. They're both pretty much the same, so I'm not going to pull them both out, but kind of yellow. There's some little bit of white and reds mixed in there, but it's mostly just green and yellow splatter. Pretty cool looking vinyl. Matches real well to the overall look of the album. And when you're going to go for colored vinyl, it's kind of how I like it. Anything that's been out on, you know, any labels that I work with, we always try to make it work with the label, so that, I mean, with the cover. You know, if it's an all orange cover and you want to do an orange vinyl, you know, no sense of doing a blue vinyl. It doesn't make sense, right? Some companies just put out multiple different colors for no reason at all, just because, you know, people will buy different versions of the same album if they put out different colors. But regardless, Overkill, Wings of War, brand new album from them. Haven't stopped listening to this. Absolutely love the song about New Jersey, which I think is called, let's see what I can find here. Welcome to the Garden States. Just reminds me of home. That's where I'm from. Kind of a bit of a hardcore punk edge on that one, but Last Man Standing, Believe in the Fight, Batshit Crazy. It's just classic Overkill. Expect to see this one in my top 20 for 2019. And also, thank you, Chris, for grabbing that for me. Oh, and he also grabbed me this, which I thought I would show as well. The Old Bridge Militia, which anybody who's into thrash metal knows. The Old Bridge Militia was a group of metalheads from New Jersey that just were crazy about metal and supported it, went to all the shows, and there you go. There's the back of it. So that's from the release party. Very cool, very unique shirt. Not one you're going to find on, you know, the internet anywhere. So I thought that was really cool. All right, next up is 3 albums from the same band. And first, this is early demos. A lot of labels have been releasing bands' early demos, and I'm kind of digging that because I like those old demos. This one in particular, very raw, very guttural. Again, German thrash metal, but here it's got more of a almost a punk edge. And people always say, you know, what does metal have to do with punk? But that's all thrash metal was it was taking the, you know, the sounds of bands like Judas Priest and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and mixing it with the speed and aggression of punk. That's what thrash metal was, and this is definitely that early sounds of it, you know, and almost pushing towards early death metal, but it's just very raw, very guttural, very poorly recorded, but it works for this, you know. Sometimes poor recordings actually give something charm, and that's exactly what you're going to get here with the early Sodom demos. So again, part of that, the trilogy or the trinity or whatever you want to call it of German thrash metal bands, you know, KREATOR, Destruction, Sodom. When I heard this was coming out, I had to grab it before it disappeared. It's on a white vinyl, which is kind of cool. Works with the whole black and white cover thing. I dig that. It's also available on black vinyl. I ordered the white vinyl. Finally got Agent Orange on vinyl. This is one of those ones that's just, I've had it on CD for decades. It's been reviewed on the nolifetilmetal website for years, but I just never seemed to come across the vinyl, so I managed to find a reissue of this that's for a decent price. It's got an extra bonus record on here with let's see, it's got Don't Walk Away, Incest Live, Agent Orange Live, and Oscom Bumped. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but live. So cool gatefold album, double album set. I can't remember if it was colored vinyl or not. It seems like colored vinyl is not the exception anymore. It's more of what they all are. No, I did order the black vinyl. Let me just show you this. I have it open, might as well show the center. So, and I've listened to this one 3-4 times already. It's a great album. Most thrash metal fans or fans of Sodom, you know, list this as their best. You know, this is their Ride the Lightning or whatever album you want to say is the best by certain thrash bands. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot of Sodom fans who don't think this is one of their best, if not their best. And I agree, it's great. I really think it's awesome. Particularly, it's not my all-time favorite. I actually think M16 and Code Red were their absolute best, but this is a great album as well. So Agent Orange, Sodom. And then finally, this is from a couple years ago, and I bought it on CD, never managed to get it on vinyl, probably a good 5 or 6 years ago now, but this is a self-titled Sodom album. I just never picked it up on vinyl, and I found a copy seller. I was buying something else from a seller, and he had this one for a decent price, brand new, still sealed. I just came in the mail the other day, so I haven't even cracked it open yet. But like I said, I have heard this. I had the CD for years. But again, this is, you know, German thrash metal, very solid stuff. The vinyl actually has a bonus track on it called Kamikaze Terrorizer. So, Kamikaze Terrorizer. Ooh. Yeah, anyhow, Sodom, self-titled album. I think it was like 2013, 14, 15, 17. Wow, a little off there. 2017. So very cool. 3 from Sodom. Then we're gonna go for. I need to go through these a little quicker. So this is Phantasm. This is one that has been on my want list forever. I finally managed to find a decently priced copy. $9.99 I picked it up for. It's on clear vinyl. Phantasm is never put out an album. This is actually a collection of demos and live tracks. So side A is their 1987 6-song demo, and side B is Live in Arizona from 1987. And if you don't know who Phantasm is, it's actually Kate DePena from Hyrax. After Hyrax ended in 1985, 86 or whatever it was, he formed Phantasm with ex-Metallica bassist Ronnie McGovney, right? Is that it? Ronnie McGovney? Yeah, Ron McGovney, which is pictured right there. And this is thrash metal. That's all there is to it. This is, you know, full throttle, full speed. Nothing, you know, not unlike Hyrax. So, and of course, Keaton has those very unique vocals, and you could tell it's him right away. The recording's pretty damn good for 1986 and being a demo, and the live tracks are great too. This is one I've spun 4 or 5 times already since I picked this up a little less than a month ago. As well as that, I also grabbed the 10-inch of this from the same seller, and this was also under $10. I actually have the original pressing of this. The original pressing of this was a 7-inch. This is the original pressing from back in the day. This is a repressing 10-inch, which is still kind of cool. Recorded September 17th, 1987. Recorded and mixed in 6 hours. Produced by Hyrax and David Corey. This is very, I don't know. It's almost like a crossover again, you know, more so than your straightforward thrash metal. It's on Deep Six Records, which I believe Kate and the Penny had something to do with, and it's on white vinyl. Just a very cool, you know, 10-inch collector's item. I'm a huge Hyrax fan. I have everything by him on vinyl, except for this and the Phantasm. So now I have everything by him. So there you go. Next up, I showed this one in a past video, but I'm going to show it again. This is UK thrash band Detritus, If But For One. Brand new release on Retroactive Records. Love this UK thrash band. This has never been released on vinyl before, so I'm really happy to have it. This is the UK cover. If you know who Detritus is and you ever owned it, If But For One on CD, it was kind of a blue cover with a dark blue logo. This one's kind of this light green painting, but regardless, it sounds fantastic. It's been mastered perfectly for vinyl, and really glad to have it. Detritus, If But For One. Okay, this was the one I scored from my good friend Rob Caldwell. I bought this directly from him. But this is Exodus, Bonded in Blood from a few years ago, probably like 2015 or so. See if I can see a date on the back. No, 14, I wasn't that far off. And yeah, return of Detro on vocals, just Exodus. You know, exactly what you want to hear from Exodus. You know, it's funny, I saw Slayer the other day play live with Lamb of God, and this place was just packed. I mean, it's a huge stadium-like area, and it's just packed with people. And I'm thinking, man, you know, it's funny that, you know, a band like Exodus if they came to New Mexico, they fill a small club. Yet Slayer and Lamb of God come and they fill a freaking stadium. Frankly, I think Exodus is better than both of them. So, and the reason I even bring that up is because Gary Holt from Exodus also plays, you know, in Slayer and has been ever since Jeff passed away. So, but yeah, double album, great album. I really enjoy this one. I've had it on CD since it came out, but I never did pick up the vinyl. So glad to finally get a copy of this on vinyl. What else we got over here? A couple more. I don't remember if I showed this one or not. I don't think I did, but again, this is one that I've had on CD forever. Finally scored a vinyl copy. This is the last studio album for Annihilator, For the Demented. I think this album's great. It's you know, that's got them Jeff Water riffs. He's got his own style, his own sound, and I think that's captured perfectly on here. Memorable songs, hooks, but it's still, you know, you got that speed metal, thrash metal vibe that Annihilator are known for. I just like Annihilator a lot, and I think this is one of their best, more recent albums. Can't even tell you how many times I played this one. Did make my top 20 for last year. Was it last year or 2017? Whatever year it came out. I know it made me in my top 10. And then this is the brand new EP from Blood Feast, Chopped, Sliced, and Diced. It's a 4-song EP. Yeah, 4-song EP. Features a new vocalist, which gives it a different sound. You know, Blood Feast kind of to me were always like a combination of Slayer and Dark Angel. I don't know, you know, like you've got horror movies, and you've got the big professional horror movies, then you've got the B-grade horror movies. That's kind of how I always saw Blood Feast, and that's not a slam on them. That's just how I always saw them. They were kind of like this underground sound, this underground mixture of, you know, influence from Slayer and Dark Angel and even Venom and stuff like that. But it's a little more, the production's better here. You know, it's more bright. It's more, the band is polished. It's more, I don't know what the word is, tight, I guess is the word. You know, the band is tight. It's not, doesn't have that sloppiness that you think of when you think of Blood Feast. And the vocalist is just different. So it's still thrash. It's still very good. I'm really much enjoying this EP, but it's definitely different from what you're going to get from, you know, the first couple of Blood Feast records. So cool artwork. I dig it. This is on Hell's Headbangers Records. This is black. Mine is on black vinyl. Apparently, there's less printed than black vinyl than the other colors. Black vinyl seems to be becoming the exception these days. Some records aren't even being pressed on black vinyl anymore. So, and is that it? No, I got 2 more. Mandator, 2 from Mandator. Were just recent reissues. Both these have been on my No Life to Metal website for years, and I never even expected to find them on vinyl, but hey, they were reissued, so I grabbed the reissues while they were available from Shadow Kingdom. I can't remember this band's from. I think the Czech Republic, maybe. I can't remember exactly where they're from. Recorded in Netherlands, so they're from the Netherlands. So there you go. Mandator. This is actually their second, I believe. I don't know. I always mix up the 2 Mandator albums, so I'm not even going to say which one's the first or second. Initial Velocity and Perfect Progeny. Pretty sure this was their first. I don't see any dates on the back. Let's see. 93 was this? I don't know, early 90s thrash metal. But again, this is your, machine gun riffing, pounding rhythm section, in your face, beating you over the hammer thrash metal. So if you like that style of thrash metal, which of course I do, that's why I'm doing this video, these are worth picking up. I don't know if they're still available, but was very glad that they put these out. Very high quality reissues too. They did them right. They even used the, I don't know if you can see what the logo here is done in a metallic gold ink, which is what the original was done in. So the repressing is just fantastic. They did a great job on these. It's nice when companies actually take care and do a good job on the reissues. It's one of the things I work to do, and I'm glad to see when other people do it as well. So very good job from, let's see, Dark Symphonies is the name of the record company here. So that's it, I believe. That's my all thrash metal update for today. Appreciate y'all watching. Pretty soon I'm going to try and do a room tour of my new office. As you can kind of see, things are building up around me. More and more stuff getting on the walls, so I'm getting there. Still got a lot of mess in here, but I may just do the room tour regardless and just look around the mess. So anyhow, appreciate y'all watching once again. That's it. God bless. Stay strong.